Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your number one fat Asian, and it's that time of year again. It is the start of the FIFA cycle, and for the past 4 years, I've been bringing you the best young, cheap players to go ahead and buy at the start of career mode. I'm doing it again for FIFA 21. For you guys who are unfamiliar, I'm going to go through every single position on the pitch, go ahead and show you some of the best youngsters at different price ranges, ranging from anywhere from 20 million to 10 million to 5 million to 1 million. So anywhere from the big clubs to the RTG players, you can go ahead and get in on these players. Then I'm going to go ahead sim 4-6 seasons into the future and show you what they look like when they hit their full potential. And I will say this, I've been doing this for 4 years now, and while I was doing the simming in this FIFA, something interesting happened that I have never seen in any other FIFA ever. And that's something you get to look forward to later on in this video. But before we get started, I humbly ask you to go ahead, take your hard direct nipple, smush into the like button right now. Really helps me out in the algorithm. And maybe go ahead and bookmark this video so every time you start up a new save, you can kind of reference who to buy. But all right, let's go ahead and get this started with the sexy positions. First up, strikers. And the first guy I'm going to show you is right here, Myron Baudu. As you can see right here, he's the most expensive striker I'm going to show you, coming in with a value of 13.5 million. Baudu starts out at an overall 75 and has a potential of 87. The reason why he's a personal favorite of mine is right here in his attributes, and that is, of course, the 5-star weak foot right out of the bat. To have a striker with 5-star weak foot, equally as effective as it was last season, and I know, this year, you can actually train up the weak foots and scoons, so it's not as important, but still, it's really nice to have it right out of the box. And he's not just raw pace. You can see right here, he's also got 87 agility and pretty decent jumping as well as balance. And standing at 6 foot tall, he's going to be able to do it all. He can jump behind defenders. He can go ahead, head the ball into the back of the net. Just a really good all-around pacey striker for you. Next up, in the mid-tier category, we have Karim Ariyemi. He's coming in at a value of 3.6 million. Ariyemi starts out at a rating of 69, can get all the way up to 87 as well, so maybe a cheap alternative to Baudu. You can see for him, he's already got 4-star skill moves, only 3-star weak foot, but once again, you can train that up. But mostly, he is a pace demon. As you can see right here, 88 sprint speed, 89 agility, 87 agility. In many ways, he's very similar to Baudu, just coming in at a fraction of the price, as well as he is left-footed. And for you cheap bastards, I have this man, Ricky J. Jones. What's notable about him, can play striker, cam, and left wing, and his value at the start of career mode is under a million, 700k. And Ricky Jones starts out at a rating of 59, but can get all the way up to an 82. This is going to be the RTG striker buy. And see here, he's 59 overall, so his stats are not going to be all that impressive, but you could already see the rest of his stats are shit. But 91 acceleration, 92 sprint speed, and 82 agility. He also has 59 finishing. So, I mean, you get what you pay for. He's 700k. And all right, on to the wingers, and this is the man on the thumbnail. And I'm gonna be honest, he's kind of expensive. He's coming in around 25 million. I know it's over the budget, but you know the name. You know how freaking good Mason Greenwood is. Arguably the best teenager in the world. Greenwood starts out at a 77, but can get all the way up to a rating of 89. You already know he's got decent pace, he's got good shooting, he's got good dribbling, and of course, what he's most renowned for, that 5-star weak foot of his. And let me tell you, when you see what Mason Greenwood becomes in about 5 years worth of simming, that 25 million is an absolute steal. Alright, but for you broke boys, I got a mid-tier guy coming in at the other right wing position, and that is Jeremy Doku. Doku starts out at 71, but has a potential of 88. He comes in at roughly about 5 million euros. He's a prototypical winger. 5'7", so he's a little bit more agile on the wing. He's got excellent dribbling and pace, and 4-star skill moves. And he's going to be really fun to use. As you can see right here, 96 acceleration, 91 sprint speed, 95 agility, 88 balance. You combine that with this 5'7" frame, he's going to be just a little jitterbug on the wing. And then the cheapest right winger that I have on here is this man, Joelinson Fernandez. Fernandez starts out at 69, but has a potential of 87. The Portuguese winger can play both on the right wing and the left wing, coming in at 3.5 million at the start. And you can see that him and Doku are very similar, although he does have 4-star skill moves along with 4-star weak foot. So with a little bit of training, you can get up to 5-star, 5-star. And the notable things on him, 90 sprint speed, 91 acceleration, excellent agility and balance. And what's kind of interesting is 71 composure for a 17-year-old. Basically what composure does is he's not going to let you down. If he's one-on-one with the keeper, he's probably going to score. He's going to clutch it out. And then moving over to the left wing, I'm going to go ahead and bring up a name that has surely cursed anybody who played FIFA Ultimate Team last year. And that, of course, is Ryan Kent. Coming in at a value of 5 million. Kent starts out at 72 and has potential of 81. Not the highest, but I mean, with dynamic potential, you can push him up. But when you take a look at his attributes, I mean, you know what you are getting. 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, easily can be 5-star, 5-star relatively quickly. And then just blistering pace, you know, 89 sprint speed, 91 agility, 87 balance. Combine that with his 5'8" frame, yeah, he is going to be a monster. Now, in the more expensive tier, you have, of course, Arsenal's Saka, and his initial value at the start of career mode is 13 million. And Saka starts out at 75, but he has a massive potential of 88. What I love about him is he offers a lot of versatility. He can play both on the left side and the right side, and can also contribute at the left back position. And you see, he's one of the more well-balanced prospects that you're going to see on this list. Great acceleration, good physicals, as well as very decent in the technicals. And last but not least, in the cheapies category, we have Giovanna Reina, the American. And we go ahead and look at his stats. He's one of the taller wingers, standing at 6'1". He's already got 4-star skill moves. He honestly doesn't have the best starting stats in the world, but he's not terrible either. He's just kind of well-rounded for a winger. But remember, he's starting at 68 overall, and his max potential is 87. And then I just want to put this name out here just so that you guys can see. His name is Alexis Claude Maurice. And all I need you to know is he starts out at 75 and he has a potential of 82. Remember that this guy has a potential of 82. It will be important later. And for those who care, he's 11.5 million at the start of career mode. All right, moving over to Cam. We're going to start out with this man, Mohamed Kudus. He has a starting value of 12 million. He's 75 overall with the potential to get all the way up to 85. And what you like about him is he has versatility too. He can also play at the center mid position. He's got 4-star skill moves. And look at that dribbling, physical, and pace. This dude, out of the bat, has 85 stamina and 85 sprint speed, along with 90 acceleration, 90 agility, 90 balance, and 76 strength. With 4-star skill moves. He's even got decent ball control, dribbling, short passes. This guy's got it all. Even 70 finishing. Get up that weak foot to about 4 stars and you have an absolute monster. Next up, a slightly cheaper option in Thiago Almata. He starts off with a value of 8 million. He's 73 overall and can get up to a potential of 89. So yeah, he's cheaper than Kudus, but can get higher. And as you can see, he offers pretty much the same versatility, although he is not as tall. He's only 5'7", but 4-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, excellent pace, shooting, and dribbling. Although not as great in the strength and stamina section, but really good sprint speed, good agility, balance, acceleration, composure, and pretty well-rounded in the technicals. And then in the more cheapies category, we have Florian Wurtz. This Cam starts out with a value of 3.3 million, is a 68 overall with the potential of 88. 4-star weak foot, not the greatest skill moves, and you can see that, I mean, he's 68 overall. The stats aren't exactly anything really to look at, and his stamina is kind of low, but I mean, you could train all this stuff up. And then I have one more bonus Cam in. I just had to throw this guy in here because he looks so interesting. 16-year-old Ryan Cherkey starts out at 67 overall, has a value of 3.2 million, and he can also get up to a potential of 88. And his stats are just kind of mediocre, but look at the skill moves and weak foot right out of the bat, 5-star, 5-star. And that alone might make him more attractive than Wurtz. All right, on to center mids, and here's a name that, you know, if you're in the know, you probably have heard the name Camavinga. This young Frenchman has been making splashes in League. He's one of the more expensive players on this list, coming in at 17 million. He does start off at 76 overall, which is rated pretty darn high, and he can get all the way up to a potential of 87. And what you love to see about him is essentially he can become the next Pogba, the next Milinkovic-Savic, a guy who can just kind of do it all. 4-star skill moves, he's 6 foot tall, and you could just see in those stats, he's just so well balanced. In the physicals, it's light to dark green on everything. Defensive stats, he's good. Composure, he's good. Dribbling, he's good. Passing, he's good. Defensive stats, he's good. The only thing that he's not great at is finishing and free kick accuracy, which I don't think you're going to use him that much for. Then in the mid-tier range, we have this man, the Brazilian Marcos Antonio, coming in at a 72 overall, and he has a potential of 85. His starter value is 5.5 million. And here's the thing about him. He's only like 5'6", and his stats may not look too great at first glance. But what I like about him is he's one of the faster center mids in the game. As you can see, 85 acceleration, 83 sprint speed, and he's got decent stamina right off of the bat. Then for a bit of a cheaper option, you can go ahead and get the English new boy, and that is Jude Bellingham. He's over at Borussia Dortmund right now. I believe he recently transferred over, so you're gonna have to at least wait a full season before you can get him in. He does start off at a 69 overall and has a massive potential of 88. His initial value is 3.5 million, but most likely by the end of season 1, he'll probably be anywhere from 5 to 10 million worth. And you see that he's just relatively well balanced. 3-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, and he's nice in the physicals, but he's got a lot of work to do in the technicals. And last but not least, I gotta go ahead and showcase Javi Simmons. He's been one of the most requested wonderkins in the world to be added into FIFA, and he's finally here. The 17-year-old is in the game. He's a center mid, 65 overall, and he's got a potential of 85. I believe he's either recently transferred or loaned at the start of career mode, so you're gonna have to wait a while, but his initial value is very cheap, coming at 1.9 million. And honestly, his stats aren't that good, but I mean, he's cheap and he's got great potential. Now I'm gonna cheat here. I'm technically moving into CDM, but you can play this man, grabbing Birch, anywhere. And standing at 6'3", he's an absolute monster. So if your guy wants to win headers in the midfield, this is the guy. And you can see in his stats, he's very well balanced in the physicals, decent sprint speed, jumping, and agility. And he's not all too bad in the technicals as well. He's got good short passing, shot power, dribbling, and long passing. Starts out at a 71 overall, can get all the way up to a potential of 87, and is very reasonably priced, 4.7 million at the start. One of the better all-round steals in career mode. Next CDM to showcase to you is this man, Alex Kral. He plays CDM, center back as well as center mid. He's one of the more expensive ones on here, coming in at 9 million at the start. He's a 74 overall, can reach a potential of 84. And what I love most about him is his physicals. You know, very nice 76 in strength and 85 stamina. So you could just sit him in the CDM role and he's just gonna be breaking up play the entirety of the game. And then the last CDM that I'm gonna show you right here is Alhassan Youssef. He's a CDM CM from Nigeria. He's the cheapest one I'm gonna showcase, coming in at 3.1 million. He starts out at 69, can get all the way up to an 83. And what I like about him is he's not exactly too tall, and maybe his stats at first glance doesn't really do anything for you, but boom, 90 freaking stamina at the start of career mode with 84 acceleration and 79 sprint speed. You know what this man is? He is a Conte clone that can be had at a fraction of the price. All right, moving on to center backs. First guy up, Eduardo Charesma. He's coming in at a value of 5 million, and he starts out at an overall of 72, and he can get all the way up to a potential of 86. And I mean, I don't really got to show you all too much in defending. What you want to look at is, yeah, you know, 6'1". He's got pretty good strength. He's fast enough and pretty solid in the defensive stats. Next up is this man, Tange Kawasi. Starts out at a 71 overall, and he can get up to a potential of 85. Initial value is 4.1 million. And you're going to his stats, as you can see, 6'2", nice and tall. He's got good physicals, good defending. Yeah, and he's just kind of solid all around. Next cheapest option at center back, you have this man, Govardio. I don't know how to pronounce Croatian name, but he starts out at a 69 overall, and he can get up to a potential of 86. The value of 3.3 million at the start of career mode. You go over to his development, and he's got really good physicals, as well as decent end pace and a 4-star weak foot, which is niftier than you would expect at the center back position. 6'1", so he's tall enough. And this is why I like him. 82 strength, 80 sprint speed, 81 jumping, 74 acceleration. One of the faster, cheap center backs that you can buy in the game. Next cheapest center back to go ahead and grab is this man, Leonidas Sturgu. I don't know how to pronounce his name either, but he starts out at a 67 overall, and he has potential of 86. His initial value is 2.4 million. You should go ahead and look at his development. He's actually one of the shorter guys on here, only being 5'11", but he does make up for it with 85 jumping, decent stamina, and strength. And all right, second to last center back I'm going to show you is this man, Marco Kana of Belgium. He can also play the CDM and center mid position. Starts out at a 65 overall, and he can get up to a potential of 85, as well as a value of 1.8 at the start of career mode. Kana has just relatively well balanced stats right here. And last but not least, for you cheap boys, we have this man, R.A. Mbai. And yeah, he's really low with the start career. He starts at a 60 overall, so he's not going to wow you, but he does have a value of under $1 million. So he is the RTG center back to buy. And while he does start out at 60, he has the potential to get all the way up to an 86 with a value of just under 1 million at the start of career mode. And if you take a look at his stats, they're not great. He is 6'2", and I guess he has good jumping and strength at the start, but it's actually not all too bad for 60 overall. But he is one for the long haul. For you RTG guys, this is a guy to buy. And all right, moving on to fullbacks, and this one is the second most expensive guy on the list, and that is Owen Windall. He's starting off at a 77 overall, and he's worth 22 million for a left back. I know it is pricey. And then you go over to his stats, he's 5'9", and you can see he is very well balanced in those stats. Screen in almost everything but shooting. And this is what you love to see. He's got good acceleration, agility, sprint speed, as well as stamina. And he's even got decent technicals. He's already an 80 in short pass. And you're gonna want to remember his name for later. Just saying. For the mid tier at left back, I went with this man, Nuno Mendes. He starts out at 70 overall, but can get all the way up to a potential of 85. 3.5 million at the start of career mode. And I mean, not too much to shake a stick at. It's mostly pace and stamina that I like on him. 87 acceleration, 86 sprint speed, and 73 stamina. And then the cheapy option at left back is this man, Luca Netz. Starts out at 63 overall, and he can get all all the way up to a potential of 86. 1.5 million at the start, and yeah, not good, but I mean 86 potential, and 77 stand tackle. And then for the right backs, actually my most expensive guy is relatively priced, and that is Dodo. The Brazilian starts out at a rating of 72, but has potential of 86 and a value of 5.5 million at the start of career mode. Going into development, he's only 5'5", but as you can see, lightning quick pace, 85 acceleration, 90 sprint speed, decent stamina, and I mean just good all around in the physicals, and offers pretty good ball control, dribbling, and cross. Next option at right back is this man, Jeremy Frimpong. Starts out 70 overall, has a potential of 86, and his beginning value is 4 million flat. 5'9", and if you take a look at his stats, I mean he's very similar to Dodo. He's just lightning quick, 89 sprint speed, 92 acceleration, good agility, balance, and stamina. And then last but not least, the cheapest option on here is Neko Williams. He starts out at a 67 overall, can get up to a potential of 85. His value at the start is 2.5 million. And we take a look at his stats, I mean, he's the lowest rated on here. It's not that impressive. And then last position on the list, we're going keepers, and I think for the third year in a row, the best young, high potential keeper to buy in the game is Lunin. Starts out at 75, has a potential of 87, and his value at the start is 12 million. I don't think you guys really care about goalkeeping stats at the start, but he is 6'4". But honestly, like most years in FIFA, you could pretty much sign anyone to the goalkeeper position, train them up, and they'll become a monster. So if you want to kind of skimp, here's your man right here, Martin van der Voort. Starts out at 68 overall, but he has a potential of 87. So the same as Lunin, but way cheaper. Coming in at a value of 2.7 million at the start of career mode. And as you can see, 6'2", and he's got decent stats, whatever. And the cheapest keeper I'm going to show you is this man right here, Lucas Chevalier. Starts out at 61 overall, but has a potential of 83, and his value is right under 1 million at the start of career mode. And as you can see, his stats are whatever, but he is 6'2". Now what I'm going to do is sim about 4 to 5 seasons in career mode and see how they develop over time, and show you guys what you can look forward to when these youngsters are fully developed. Take it away, Time Wizard.
Go, Time Wizard!
Alright, as you can see, we are on June 1st of 2004. We've simmed ahead approximately 4 seasons, and this is how my starting lineup looks like. And for people who've been playing career mode for years, this is probably something you've never seen. 4 years in, and we have multiple of these players in the 90s. And another noteworthy thing is that while the starters are absolutely killing it, they are monsters.
Oh no!
The bench and, the reserves, they have barely grown at all. So it seems like this hyper growth that we are now seeing in FIFA 21 is primarily concentrated on the players who get the majority of the playtime. Now I'm gonna mix things up a little bit. In FIFA's past, I would go through every single player and show you the development, but honestly, it's not really worth it for the second team and the reserves. So instead, I'm going to primarily focus on the players that got into the 80s. So Saka got up to 82, Almata got up to 82, Kawasi got up to 84. Baudu, the 5-star weak foot striker, got up to an 86. His noteworthy stats are 94 acceleration, 96 sprint speed, almost 80 strength, a pretty good stamina and composure, with decent ball control, dribbling, and a finishing of 90. Kamavinga got all the way up to an 88. This is the man that I prophesized would become the next Pogba, the next Milinkovic-Savic. And you can see in his detail stats, it is just a forest of dark green in here. He's got excellent strength, stamina, sprint speed, jumping, balance. He's got it all. He can play defense, he could shoot, he could dribble, he can pass. His single lowest stat is volleys at 69. That's not even that bad. Now here's where it starts to get interesting. Jeremy Frimpong over here got all the way up to an 89, and his potential, if I remind you, was 86. So this is dynamic potential taking over. And you take a look at 99 sprint speed, 99 acceleration, and he's got excellent strength, he's got excellent balance. I mean, yeah, once again, it's another fully dark green. He's only got 2 yellow stats. And even more noteworthy is this man, Alex Kroll. At the age of 26, he's gone all the way up to an overall of 90, and let me remind you that his potential was only 84. And you can see that he actually has turned into a better prospect than even Kamavinga. Dark greens and everything, and he doesn't have a single yellow stat. And just look at these stats: 88 sprint speed, 89 acceleration, 98 stamina, 91 strength, 91 stand tackle, 89 short pass. He's a CDM, and he has freaking 81 finishing. And then we have our left back Windall that started at a 77 and had a potential of 86. He got all the way up to a 90 freaking 2. And I mean, it's just more of the same. Dark green stats pretty much everywhere. 98 acceleration, 97 sprint speed, 96 stamina, and high 80s in all of his defensive stats. Lunin started at 75 at the start of career mode, got all the way up to a freaking 92. His potential was only 87. And you can see in his stats, yeah, I mean, he's a keeper. And then the cover athlete of this video, we have Mason Greenwood, who started the career mode at 77, had a potential of 89, and has gotten all the way up to a freaking 93. After 4 seasons of simming, I didn't even do any training, I didn't do any of that, just pure simming. He is the same rating as the highest rated player in the game, Lionel Messi. And that's noteworthy because this marks a huge change in the growth system in career mode. For the past 6 to 7 iterations of career mode, players would not grow until they hit about 21 or 23, which says to me that EA has fundamentally changed how growth works in career mode in FIFA 21. Because now, this little beast has turned into a god. 95 acceleration, 91 agility, 97 sprint speed, 88 stamina, and 85 strength with 91 composure, 5-star weak foot, 95 finishing, 96 shot power, with 95 dribbling and 93 ball control. Just get out of here. And already cooked in, he's got finesse shot, flair, and outside the foot trait. And remember when I told you, yeah, he's expensive. He's going to be around 20 million at the start of career mode. His current value after 4 full seasons of simming is now 267 million. Now, the last person I want to showcase is this man, Claude Maurice. Remember him? I told you that you were going to remember this guy. This dude, I accidentally just threw onto the team. He had 82 potential, and I just left him on there because I was lazy, to be honest. And after 4 years of simming, he somehow has turned into a 91 overall. So he's worth less than 10 million at the start of career mode, and in 4 seasons time, he is up to a 90. He's as good as Neymar is. And just for funsies, I simmed 2 additional seasons into the future. We're now in June of 2026. And now Mason Greenwood is the max rating of 99. Like, do I even need to show you it's at 99 acceleration, 99 sprint speed, 99 finishing? Yeah. So after 7 seasons, Mason Greenwood is now better than Prime Moments Pele. Lunin is better than Prime Moments Lev Yashin. And this Claude Maurice dude, who had 82 potential, is now up to a 98, better than Prime Moments Ronaldinho. And while the starting lineup is just absolutely ridiculous, it looks like an all-icon team at FUT. You go to the bench, and once again, if they aren't in the starting lineup, if they're not getting playtime, they're not growing crazy. And just to go ahead and confirm this theory, I went back and I resimmed 5 years, but this time I released or I transferred off all the top rated players from before. And lo and behold, after 5 seasons, we got the same exact results. Like, Baudu was still there, but he wasn't as high rated as this. And now you can see other players like Almata has gotten up to a 94, Saka has now got up to a 93, Mendes is up to a 90. But then when you look down to the substitutes and then into the reserves, you can see that there isn't a lot of growth. Now, I've already seen pushback on this online, people saying, oh, this is unrealistic, and it should only be high-rated, high-potential players that can get that high. But for me, I think that's a little bit of a closed-minded way to see it. Big picture-wise, what EA has done to FIFA 21 career mode effectively is allow you to use pretty much whoever you want. And if you don't want, you know, Joe Schmo third stringer on your bench growing into 97 overall, then don't use them. As we've seen, they only grow rapidly if they get the playtime. But if you want to turn Joe Schmo third stringer into Neymar, FIFA 21 lets you do that. And in my opinion, I'm really enjoying the freedom that it's giving to the player, to you. You gotta remember, this is a manager mode. The more freedom that this game gives you to create the team that you want, to mold the players into the style that you want them to play as. Isn't that something we've been asking EA for years? And they've given it to us in FIFA 21. And all this growth, I haven't even tapped into development plans. You could go ahead, switch them to different positions. You can give them 5-star weak foots, 5-star skill moves. The world is literally your oyster. FIFA 21 career mode is a sandbox for you to play in however you want to play. But I need to stress this, I need to do more testing. The live editor is about to be released for FIFA 21, and then I can go ahead and look at the coding behind all this stuff. And be on the lookout for this channel, because I'm going to be doing the exact same thing that I did last year, which is I'm going to see if Dynamic Potential can take this low potential youngster and turn him into a world beater. If that is possible, then honestly, this list is kind of a moot point, because then you could just use whoever you want as long as they're young enough. So go ahead, turn on notifications for this channel, be on the lookout for that video. But until then, my best advice for anyone who wants to enjoy FIFA career mode is kind of just use who you want. But if you're that type who really wants to like min-max and be as efficient as possible, then logically I would say that go ahead, just buy the cheapest players with decent end potential. Just anywhere around 80, give them playtime and you're gonna be good. So yeah, load up on the Ricky Jones and the Nets and the Kanas and the Simmons of the world, because given enough playtime, they're all gonna turn into monster. And there's 82 potential guys, proof of it. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. I'm gonna be giving away a couple of copies of FIFA 21 in my latest experiment videos, so go ahead and click over there, Dingsy Poos. Be on the lookout for future videos from me where I'm gonna be testing out dynamic potential as well as my yearly review on career mode. And of course, I'd like to go ahead and thank all of my patrons who are keeping me alive during the pandemic. I'm here in New York. Apparently it's spiking again, so I'm a little bit scared, but it's okay. I'm just gonna stay inside and make FIFA 21 content for you guys. So until next time, boys, stay safe and stay thick.